Could that sleep have been permanent? Can't rule it out.
There's a storm coming, and I need a hand to hold, with the fear of being here on my own, where the wind's blowing and the leaves they turn to gold, like they did with you those summers ago.
Well, good morning. Welcome back to the Chronicles. Please excuse the plane going overhead. This is a video I wasn't expecting to make. Well, not quite so soon anyway. You might have gathered by now, if we do a 360, there is no golden retrievers with me today. There's no bikes. There's no activities. So why am I recording? Today is the start of a new chapter for me. On Friday the 19th of April, I had a pacemaker fitted. And that, if you follow my Strava feed, you will see my last Strava activity was the 11th of April. Since then I've been in hospital. I'm taking a wee moment there. Things like this can mess with your head. I have to be brutally honest, my heart rate was extremely low. By all accounts, so low. It could have become life-threatening, although I was asymptomatic. I really didn't know what was going on, to be honest. I was just a bit overwhelmed, I guess, if the truth be told, and the stupid male psyche where you can't really share things. Was that a factor? Yeah, absolutely was. But anyway, so I was kept in. Basically the consultant, the cardiologist, said the only way to rectify my low heart rate would be a pacemaker. I've no problem with that at all. I've suffered about 18 months of peculiar heart rhythms and low heart rhythms, and it's impacted my cycling. Interestingly enough, it never really, well, I tell a lie, I was going to say it never really impacted normal life for me. Last year it did, for a period of 8 weeks. It's probably the subject of another video if anybody wants to know, but that was a atrial flutter that I suffered. But anyway, the purpose of me sharing today is, this is a new chapter, I guess, and I've decided to document it, not out of ego or, you know, it might not even be, well, in fact, I know it will not be of interest to the vast majority of people, but I'm now in the minority of people on this glorious planet that is being kept alive by an implanted device. I say I've been kept alive, that sounds a bit dramatic, but well, let me put it in context. I think the lowest recorded heart rate for me in the past 11 days by the hospital ECG systems was 23. Now, I was in quite a deep sleep at that stage, so completely oblivious. They woke me up and just wanted to be sure I was okay. And, well, I was just like, leave me in peace, please, I want to sleep. Could that sleep have been permanent? Can't rule it out. So, roll forward to today. I've called it the start of a new chapter. Yeah, I'm going to take that opportunity. It does feel like the start of a new chapter. It's mid-April in Scotland. Approaching the best time of the year ever for me. I love high summer in Scotland when there's only a few hours daylight. Sorry, I'll rephrase that, a few hours darkness. It's just a glorious time for me. And here I am. So, that's the background. I'll talk a wee bit in a minute, I guess, about what I'm hoping to do going forward.
I can't stop thinking about those years ago, when sleeping next to you was usual. I'd rather spend my lifetime on my own.
Here I started to feel some discomfort from the pacemaker incision in my chest, so I moved my jacket off of my left shoulder to make sure there was no unnecessary pressure. Oh, okay. That's not something we entirely agree with, leaving gates open, but there are no sheep or livestock in that field. Oh, excuse me. I'll swing you back round so we can continue our chat. So a pacemaker, everybody knows what the general concept of that is. Practicalities, the pacemaker was inserted here. I think I've got a still from the hospital. A couple of stills maybe, I'll put them in. Please excuse the state I'm in, obviously. Understandable given what I'd been through, but there you go. So it goes in here, sits over your left pectoral, and a couple of leads, depending on the model you've got, could even be 3 leads or a single lead, but mine's a double lead, and it goes into your heart valves. I guess the technicalities of mine, if anybody's interested. Well, briefly, the top chambers are functioning fine. So the pacemaker is actually taking its rhythm from the top chambers, replicating that to the bottom chambers, pulling the whole heart into sync. But it's also programmed with lower limits, and we'll go into that later on. But the practicalities, so if you see the setup here, my mic is up here. Normally, you can wear these chest mounted with a magnet. Well, magnets are bad things if you've got a pacemaker. I've got all this to learn. So I'm keeping it up here out the way. I guess technically I could put it on this side. They say 6 inches, so I mean I could have it right over here. It's alright up there. I think the voice quality is okay. I mean, you can let me know in the comments. Oh, actually, and if somebody happens to come across this video, I know the Mac Velo Chronicles, we don't have a big subscriber base at the moment, but you know, if you know somebody who's got a pacemaker, you know, share this with them, because I would welcome any and all information. I'm a complete novice to this situation. I've done lots of research on the internet. That's where I'm getting my knowledge from at the moment. I mean, it's good when you're in front of your cardiologist, you can ask questions, but unless you've got every single question you could possibly ask, you're not going to get the answers from them. So anyway, I'm hoping to meet anyone interested in the where the girls are, Alba and Erin. My loving, devoted wife Corinne is she's had to do everything while I've been in hospital. So this morning I had the opportunity to go with her, but as you've seen from other videos, anything can happen. So I thought I would take it easy. So yeah, I'm walking down. I'm hoping to meet them halfway. Now, I've just walked down this hill. I've had no exercise in 12 days. You can see the hill behind me. No exercise in 12 days. It doesn't look too bad on camera. I reckon that could be a 10% gradient, possibly. But anyway, I've got to get back up that. My major restriction at the moment is, so on the left side here, this arm is not allowed to go above shoulder height for 6 to 8 weeks. And the reason for that, if it goes above shoulder height, there's a risk. Pacemaker leads dislodging. And they're literally only in 2 days, so they're settling into my body, I guess. And in time, the heart muscle sort of kind of grows around the lead. Don't actually know, there's another question. See? So anyway, that's the precaution you've got to take. So I'm going to do that. Unfortunately, I'm left-handed, so it makes things a bit difficult. But I'll get there. Other restrictions for a pacemaker. Mobile phone, especially iPhones with MagSafe. Keep them 6 inches away from your pacemaker. If you have a shirt pocket, do not put your phone in it. Makes sense. But you'd be surprised how quickly you forget if you're not used to it. What else? Oh yeah, induction hobs. That's not 6 inches, that is 2 feet. 60 centimetres in metric, minimum distance away. But there's this question, so what if you forget? What happens? Well, what I've been told happens is the pacemaker, it stops working for the period that's within the vicinity of the field that's interfering with it, whether that's a magnetic field or electromagnetic field. But as soon as you step out of that vicinity, it returns to normal. So yeah.
Years ago, but now remembering is all I know.
And true to form, on comes the rain. Oh dear. Well, I do, fortunately enough, I had the sense to put my waterproof jacket on. So I'm approaching the halfway mark here. I was hoping we would see the girls on the return. I just wonder if it's prudent for me to walk further. Let me show you something. See this bench behind me here? This bench here. Let me just across the stile here. I'll let you see the concentration on my face when I do this. I need to be careful. I cannot. So the arm I can't raise is my left arm, which is holding the camera. That will actually stop me raising it, which is actually quite good. Never realised that. It's a self-inhibiting practice that I can use going forward. Right, swing you back round. I realise you can't see it. Okay, I'm hoping you can see the rain is impacting the screen here. So the local angling club placed this memorial bench for the gentleman you see in the plaque. He passed in 22, so 2 years ago. But he, like me, loved this river. And him and the 20 or so members of the angling club fish it regularly. So it was quite fitting for them to put a memorial bench here. Now they did get permission from the landowners, which is Callender Estates. Yeah, it's a nice touch.
I can't stop thinking about those years ago, when sleeping next to you was usual. I'd rather spend a lifetime on my own than ever been in love those years ago.
So from this point onwards, I should see my girls at some stage. Here they come. Hello, Iran. Slowly, slowly. Good girl. Hiya, Alba. You're pleased to see me, aren't you? Good girl. How have they been? What? Oh, it's that I can't. So it's part of the restrictions of the pacemaker, because it's got a magnet in it. I would normally wear it on my chest. I've got to wear it on my hat. No.
Yeah, they've been dawdling. I'm not particularly hungry this morning.
Our season will be putting her off.
Yeah. For the first time. I gave her a biscuit just as we were leaving the house and she spat it out.
Where are you going, Erin? Has she seen something? In Ireland? Yeah. Well, usually they get the weather before us, so if that's a westerly high pressure coming in, then
I think there should be some high pressure coming in.
the next couple of days should be good. Get rid of some of this greyness. Anyway, folks, as you can see, I've caught up with my 3 girls, so sign off for this one. But this, I believe, it was my intention anyway. This is the start of me documenting, I guess it's going to be called pacemaker life. Don't know. We'll see how it goes. But for now, with myself and the 3 girls and the Mac Velo Chronicles, we'll say bye-bye. Bye-bye now.
With the storm coming, I am ready for the cold. I'll be better when the summer's gone. Remembering is all I know.